Avengers vs. X-Men has me incredibly hyped up, but it also made me realize if this happens right now, the Avengers get washed. 616 right now, the Avengers versus the X-Men? I don't even think it's close. And then as I thought about it a little bit more, I was like, okay, but the Avengers might actually have a few things up their sleeve. So let's get into this. Let's get sweaty. This is speculation. It has to be current power level only, meaning the last time we saw that character in the MCU, this is Thor in Love and Thunder at the end. This is unfortunately smart Hulk, cardigan wearing, not that good of a Hulk. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the current version. Now, when it comes to the X-Men, who are the current version? We don't really know. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with X-Men 97 power level. That's the power level for these characters. We're not going to do Phoenix Jean. You know what I mean? We're not going to go crazy. We're talking about the basic power level of the X-Men. When I first thought about this, I was like, the X-Men will wash them. Here's another thing. If the movie's going down the way I think it is, this is Avengers vs. X-Men fighting for their lives, bro. Fighting for their universe. So no pulling punches. We're talking raw power to eliminate the others and save their own universe. That's what's at stake. So let's talk about the heavy hitters for the X-Men. You've got Magneto, a literal Omega level mutant. You've got Professor X. I don't know if he's quite Omega level, but he's very powerful. You've got Storm. She's Omega level. You've got Jean Grey, who I think is Omega level. Maybe not without the Phoenix. I'm actually not sure about that. We've got Binary. Okay, and we don't know the power level of Binary, but let's just assume it's Captain Marvel level, which would essentially even out the Captain Marvel thing, because Captain Marvel will be on the Avengers, and she is very powerful, even if a lot of us don't love her. She is very powerful. So you got Binary, and you've got Rogue. We have to include Iceman. Iceman is an Omega level mutant. Let's talk about the Avengers. So you've got Captain Marvel. Again, regardless how you feel about her, she's a heavy hitter. 100%. She's very, very powerful. But I think, unfortunately, she would be kind of locked with their version of Captain Marvel, Binary. I think it kind of evens out. It's like negligible. Hulk. There is no way. Like, if they have Juggernaut in this X-Men universe, Juggernaut would destroy Professor Hulk. Destroy him. It wouldn't even be close. Now, we may have a saving grace, and that would be Red Hulk. Red Hulk could possibly be a heavy hitter, and I think in this example would be definitely up for fighting against the X-Men, fighting with the Avengers and trying to shut them down, okay? So that's one. Thor. Thor is a heavy hitter. Dude, Thor is pretty strong. I think he was always pretty strong. I think at this point, he's even stronger. He's got Stormbreaker, potentially could get Mjolnir as well. Depends on the love, that girl that he's with. She could potentially join the fight as well. So let's say Thor, real strong, bro. But here's the problem. How does Thor fight against Magneto? What if Magneto can control the Uru or do something crazy like that, So Thor is a heavy hitter, but there's a question mark there because of a matchup. That could be bad. Doctor Strange is a heavy hitter, dude. And in fact, I don't even think the Avengers stand a chance without him. I think Doctor Strange may be one of the only people that could, and Wanda maybe is included in this too, but I think Doctor Strange and Wanda may be some of the only people that can compete against the telepaths, that can use magic to create mental barriers and to try to prevent the telepaths from just taking them all over. So I think Doctor Strange, big deal, very, very important. Another heavy hitter, Vision. And yes, it would be White Vision at this point, and we don't know a lot about that guy. They're going to develop, wherever in their shows, and then I think he will be back, and he would be a very heavy hitter, and I think he would help against the telepaths for sure. But the question is, again, Magneto, dude. Magneto. That is a tough one. That is a tough one to figure out. Magneto makes this a very difficult fight for the Avengers, okay? I saw somebody say Sentry. Hope so. If Sentry is there with the Avengers, he could literally equalize this fight, because Sentry is not just powerful, but depending on how they do him in the MCU, Sentry can manipulate reality. He's that powerful. There's a moment in, I think it's after Siege, where the Molecule Man disassembles Sentry, and he literally Sentry reconstitutes himself, and then he like makes the he tears apart the molecule man by his atoms. He's like way too powerful, right? So like it would kind of depend on how they do him in the MCU. And hopefully they don't just like kill him after that movie, Thunderbolts, right? But he would be a tremendous asset. Now, you start to think about that, and all of a sudden here, guys, it's seeming like a little bit of a better fight. And I think Charles and Magneto, dude, that's very difficult. I don't know how you get past that. Storm, Jean, Binary. Damn, dude, they got some heavy hitters over there. But if we have Captain Marvel, Red Hulk, Thor, Sentry, Doctor Strange, Wanda, and Vision, all of a sudden, oh yeah, Gaia. Nah, she's gone. Don't worry about Gaia. Don't ever bring it up again. So we got that going on. It seems like, it seems like it's a pretty good fight. It's a little bit closer, right? Right? But here's what pushes it over the edge. If we get Tony Stark back, RDJ Tony Stark, so I think that pushes it over. If we get RDJ Iron Man back, that could actually be the difference. Because I think Tony could figure out, because Tony has figured out how to beat Magneto in comics before. Tony could figure out ways to defend against telepaths. Tony could figure out ways to defend against Magneto. Tony could figure it out and build weapons to help the Avengers versus the X-Men. Maybe Sentinel-esque Stark drones or something like that. So all of a sudden, when I first started thinking about it, I was like, dude, the Avengers have no shot. The X-Men would just wash. The X-Men just wash the Avengers. There's no way. Yeah, you know what? It's funny. Somebody brings up Shang-Chi. I don't know where to put him. Do you think Shang-Chi is a heavy hitter? I think he would definitely help. Yeah, so I personally went from thinking they're totally fucked. Then I started thinking about it a little bit more, and I was like, oh, wait. Dude, White Vision's way stronger than I think people would give him credit for. Wanda could be a force. Doc Strange? Dude, Thor? Thor's kind of nice right now. Sentry? Ooh. Red Hulk? I started to think about it. I think we could have a pretty good fight on our hands. And I think the mid-range is pretty even as well. Like, there's a lot of really good mid-range X-Men. There's a lot of really good mid-range Avengers. So I think you'd have, like, a lot of that kind of fighting and stuff going on, too. But if it's just a fight for your right to party, I don't know, man. I think Avengers might have it. I think X-Men have it unless RDJ comes back. If RDJ comes back, I give it to the Avengers. I'm also going to tell you one other thing about this. Unless RDJ is back for Avengers vs. X-Men, I'm rooting for the X-Men, bro. I'm sorry. That is what it is. I've already decided. If RDJ isn't back, I'm Team X-Men. 100%. I'm Team X-Men the whole way. But if they get RDJ back, I switch teams. I go back to the Avengers. That's what it is. That's what it is.